Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. And today we got part 13, volume 13 of the disturbing part of the internet. We'll get right into this, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, hit subscribe button, comment, think down below. Let's go.
We're going to show you this image, and it may be disturbing to some.
Cartel.
Sponsored by Guardio. More on them later. Very quickly before we start, thank you guys for the support on the last video. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this one as well. Don't forget to sub if you enjoy the content, and let's start.
Hi Chris, it's Bella. Happy 21st. Hope you enjoy yourself. Bye.
I first heard about this individual through a video that Turkey Tom made, so big credits to him. This is by far the most disgusting internet troll I've seen, and that's a title that isn't easy to earn. This troll...
What did this guy do on a troll that made him the worst, most disgusting internet troll?
is directly tied to Christian, a guy that had forced intercourse.
Oh, fuck. It's this fucking guy. I just heard of this fucking guy. I just heard about this. This guy didn't the guy get charged? Did his charges get dropped? Fuck. Oh, I hate this guy so much.
With a 79-year-old biological mother on numerous occasions. The mother couldn't really defend herself, nor remember the act happening due to her dementia, which Christian was completely aware of. This information was leaked through a phone call that Chris had with a female.
See, any of her past boyfriends and ex-husbands, they haven't really...
Yeah, because now you're doing this for your mom. Yeah, make sure I'll be there. I'll be there watching you guys, making sure that nobody is trying to.
You can't...
Who's the chick? Is it this chick? Is this the person we're talking about? I thought it was the dude. Are we talking about this bitch? That's encouraging this? This bitch needs to clearly be off the internet?
even hear in the clip that she encourages Chris's behavior.
I encouraged her positively, let her make the first move. If she wanted to do it,
Oh, she did? Really? She made the first move?
yeah.
Oh, really? Wow, Barbara.
But only after people started connecting the dots, it was clear who was behind the leak. A woman named Isabella Yankee. Mostly people from kiwi farms were digging into this topic. Isabella, as a frequent user of Fortune and kiwi farms,
She looks like a weird woman. I'm sorry, she does. She looks like an oddball. She looks like the one that'd be making weird ass choices, saying weird things. She's clearly fits in with the bitchy girls. Bitchy girls perfectly describes that.
knew what these people were capable of, if they really invested time looking into someone. So she tried her best to spread misinformation, in an attempt to get investigators off of her. In one instance, she claimed that the person in the call was actually a man, pitching his voice. No one really bought it, so she decided to blame and frame a person that goes by Fiona. Fiona has made it clear that she has a crush on Christian and wants to have intercourse with him. I didn't look too deep into this, so this might be a troll. Well, at least I hope so. Anyway, Isabella's final goal was to convince Christian in ending his own life. On kiwi farms, people made the claim that she wanted to use the phone recording as a blackmail to
So you knew Chris Chan knew. So basically the lady who recorded Chris Chan's confession is a psychopath who had been encouraging him for a year to screw his mom. She never intended to publish the records, but instead to use them as blackmail to have Chris Chan end his life, I'm gonna assume, and film it. Well, someone she sent it to on a Discord leaked it. She also adopted multiple animals and killed them, I would assume. Why the fuck? Why the fuck is this lady exist? This lady's a fucking psychotic. This lady's This is fucked up. Legitimately fucked up.
finally make her goal a reality, but she failed. Still, after Christian was trending, she called her group and herself the best troll in
We're the best trolls on history. That's not even English. We're the best trolls on history is not even a normal sentence. That's not proper grammar.
history. Besides her affiliation with Christian, Her past is very troublesome. This brings us to Guardio, today's sponsor.
No, we're moving that on. We're moving on. We don't do. No, we have a rule. You know the rule. All. We're gonna skip Pat. We don't do the. We're gonna skip the ads unless they're mental health related, which that isn't.
And was extremely toxic and threatening towards other students. There were numerous students coming forward and accusing her of a lot of very disgusting and nasty things. Apparently, she would go around campus and try tasing other students. She
What? What? What type of shit? What type of shit is that? She just goes around attempting to tase random people? Just fucking on a taser and then they just get away. She just keeps trying until she gets someone. She thinks it's funny, just like, look. Woman needs some help.
also admitted to having bought a hamster and blown up another one. In total, 8 hamsters were affected. After students on the campus tried to defend themselves against her, they would get beaten up by her. She gloated that they sobbed and screamed to stop. There's also video footage to back up the claim of her harassing other students, but I can't show them here. Even after numerous reports about her behavior, the university didn't react. Apparently, there was a lack of evidence. Well, Isabella and a friend of hers, equally as crazy by the way, decided to get rid of a Discord server, which they labeled as the chess club server of the university. On there, most things that the students claimed could have been proven through the chat logs. However, after the deletion of the server, the university concluded that it was simply impossible to confirm whether these accounts even belonged to Isabella and her friend. Isabella also had a fetish for feces and just being overall extremely unhygienic. Isabella refuses to use cleaning products.
What? Isabella, I'm gonna help you all here. You're gonna die alone if that's your thought process. You're gonna die alone and not be with a man or woman or whoever you're into. You ain't gonna have a partner if your whole thing is you wanna be unhygienic, not use cleaning products, and you wanna sit on your and just be around feces and all that. That is not how you gonna get anybody. You ain't gonna get a partner there. You're gonna be sitting on your ass, dying alone. Maybe that's best for your anyone, because god damn, you're a crazy bitch.
Products like shampoos or just taking a shower. She even has infections on her toenails, resulting in her removing them and gluing them back on. She would also install cameras in the dorm rooms of other students to spy on them and collect blackmail. This way, Isabella got the footage of one girl crying. She would later Photoshop text messages to frame the same person as an animal abuser. And she developed a crush for another girl on campus, taking her razor blades and licking them to taste her pubic hair, even going so far to puddle in her urine that she left behind in the shower.
This woman's insane. This is an actual insane woman. This woman needs mental help. This is like this is next fucking level mental health.
In the end, she decided to R-word her, according to herself. As for how people got access to these chat logs, the one friend that did all of this with Isabella had archives of the Discord server, and he decided to leak it, after Isabella was trying to throw him under the bus. The last allegation is that she is collecting CP and wants to touch little girls. She was going around the internet under numerous aliases, 2 of which shared a lot of very disturbing images on
What type of question is this? When you say for her own use, you mean she is a predator, I'm gonna assume. And I thought the way he wrote, yeah, I thought that was common knowledge. She talked about wanting to touch little girls constantly. That's a bit weird. That's fucking weird. That's just completely weird. But the part I find is like for her own use, like he didn't know what that meant.
Imgur, and a link leading to a Tor site infamous for CP. Additionally, others also claim that she was collecting a lot of CP and was listing it in a dog file, but nothing has been conclusively proven. I mean, paradoxically, even after all of this information surfaced and some of these claims are very likely real and can be backed up, the punishments were fairly minor. The Texas Tech University finally suspended her, but only for 2 years. She shared this on Discord. The police was never involved, at least from the looks of it. And even if they are involved, there's barely any info on this. Also, her parents are very wealthy, so she never had any money issues in her life, and will probably never have any. I imagine she'll just go back to university after those 2 years of suspension, because she really seems...
Here's the thing that she doesn't understand. If you keep pushing people on the internet and in life, it will backfire on you. It will come back to bite you, and it's gonna fucking hurt when it does. That's what you need to be careful of, because you're untouchable. And just because you got money don't make you untouchable still. Because your ass can get fucking beat.
to lack self-awareness. This dashcam footage was captured in Nuevo Laredo, Mexico in 2020. A couple just crossed the border to Mexico, where they would encounter a road blocked by multiple cars and people standing nearby. It's all scripted out. The car arrives and one of the cars pulls forward, seemingly letting the driver pass, but a different car starts to block the road. While pulling backwards, the people nearby start knocking on the windows trying to break in.
Brother, let me tell you something. I might not like my car. My car might get damaged. But your ass is gonna let me out, or your ass is gonna get run over in my case. I'll back up my car and be fucking driving into your asses. Oh, I wanna make sure that you all gonna feel my anger in this situation.
Cartel. Yeah.
Why are they specifically talking? This can't be only them, right? All these vehicles can't be only them, but why are they specifically targeting this specific vehicle?
This couple got away. We know that others were not as fortunate since there were multiple reports of stolen cars, wallets and other valuables in the next few days after this recording. Unfortunately, this doesn't seem to be anything unordinary. There are multiple groups that will do this, and mostly tourists and foreigners will fall into these traps. So this topic...
That'd be one where you just want to hold a gun. That's when you need to hold a gun. Don't point it at them yet. But I don't know how many people of these have actual weapons on them, so... But think always, that's why this is one of the cases when you need to have weapons on you. Stuff like that.
Topic is very recent. You might be familiar with the YouTuber Shoe on Hat. On her Twitter, she made a post on the brand Balenciaga, reading, "The brand Balenciaga just did a interesting photo shoot for the new products recently, which included a very purposely poorly hidden court document about virtual CP. So the photos she attached were available on their website and their Instagram, and they even wiped off all of their posts on there, only to repost the images 12 hours later, but with a slight difference. The controversial posts were now missing, after they were getting called out for it. They started either deleting comments or disabling them altogether. And as of the time looking into this, all of their posts are gone again. On these images, we see children holding teddy bears. These teddy bears, as you can see, have BDSM and overall fetish gear, and this right here is a court case that is peeking out under the purse. So these are Supreme Court documents which contain a lot of trigger words, so I won't show it here, but basically, the document defines what is understood as CP, explaining that even in the case of real children not being involved, the mere depiction or imitation of children with computer-generated images or adults LARPing as children can still be considered as CP. Oh,
What the fuck are you guys up to? What is this company up to here? When this is how you choose to handle it. What the fuck are you all doing? There's some fucked up shit going on here. What the fuck?
Also allegedly, there were books in the background, which were written by predators, and there were other names and other images which link to people who have taken illicit photos of real children. Obviously, with the given context, this looks very bad for Balenciaga, so they made a statement on this, reading, "We sincerely apologize for any offense our holiday campaign may have caused. Our plush bear bag shouldn't have been featured with children in this campaign. We have immediately removed the campaign from all platforms. We apologize for displaying unsettling documents in our campaign. We take this matter very seriously and are taking legal action against the parties responsible for creating the set and including and approved items for our Spring 23 campaign photo shoot. We strongly condemn abuse of children in any form. We stand for children's safety and well-being."
Hold on.
I'm gonna be real.
Hold on. No, we're gonna stop. I'm gonna be real before he gets real. Your ass could not have. No, your ass would not have had. No human being who set up the set would just slide that in there for no reason. They wouldn't just slide that in there to cause a scene. Whoever did that, y'all decided who gets the bears would be used. You all decided that. That is all on you. Then you made the weird fucking decision to slide that thing in there. Just that got caught. Probably just put a stack of papers, and one of them just happened to be that court document. Yeah, you're all a bunch of fucked up individuals, and no one should do business with you.
Some of the people diving into this topic on TikTok are seeing connections which clearly aren't there or sound highly implausible. But I'd lie if I said that this topic doesn't seem very shady. I don't really have a strong opinion on this topic since I didn't look too deep into it.
Actually, after looking a bit more into it, this looks way worse than what I described in this video. Yeah, I'd say.
But let me know what you think about all of this down below. So normally, this would be in the Reddit's most disturbing post format, but said format will be discontinued since there's just a lack of interest. From here on onward, Reddit related stuff will either appear in this format or other videos. The user Kmart made a post roughly 2 years ago on the RRBI subreddit reading, "Any idea what's happening in this photo? Someone in a mom's group I am in on Facebook said someone she knows found this in a book bought at Goodwill. She claims to have given it to police. My first thought was it's probably from a movie, but I can't find anything on Tin Eye. Thoughts? Looks like a guy face down in water on the left with his feet bound, and on the right a guy with knees up tied to his body. Also shadow looks like guy holding a gun. Pick here." Now it's pretty difficult to identify stuff in this image, so color corrections were applied on the image to give a clearer picture. We can clearly see a man with his hands on his back. We can only see the upper half of his body, and the lower part seems to be in water. His mouth also seems to be open. It looks like he's communicating with someone. I know it's difficult to really identify it, but there's actually another person on the far left of the image. We can see their legs and feet in the middle of the image, as well as their hands and arms, which are also on their back. He seems to be tied up. On the very far left, we can also see the head of the person, and him lying down on his stomach, also in the water. There's a third person in the image, but we can only see their shadow.
I'm about to say,
There's another shadow next to this person of what looks like a car door, and the person seems to be walking towards the car.
I am confused by one thing, and the thing that confuses me here is where on here do they assume the shadow has a gun? Because there's nothing that would give me that vibe except the fact that just a shadow there.
There's potentially a fourth person in the left corner taking the photo, but this is—
Oh, that's where the gun is, right there. There it is. Now you've shown me it. There we go, now it more looks like it.
just speculation. So what is the backstory? To be honest, my initial thought was that this was for a movie or skit and staged, but there are other theories with real-life connections. One of such theories was that it's a person who went missing for 35 years named Teddy Franks. Someone else compared the guy with Christopher Noel Lirette, who is missing since 1977. Both are interesting theories. With Christopher, he was supposed to be leaving in a work truck to come home, but the truck was found wrecked in Amory, Texas, with another person in it who was not Chris Lirette. It's possible that he got abducted and ended up in the situation in the image. Teddy Franks, on the other hand, drove to a store with his sister. Before the sister parked the car, Teddy opened the car door and ran away after seeing a different car pull up. Ever since, he has been missing. The picture that OP shared has—
That is a very interesting thing. I would love to know what happened there. So the guy drove to a store with his sister, saw a car pull up, just a random car pull up, fucking just jumped out of the car and fucking booked it and has not been seen since. What the
Has ever since been linked to Teddy Franks, but it's very difficult to identify him due to the poor quality of the image. This also was covered by a news agency, and the family was also contacted.
Now they're on a mission to find out if the picture really is related to Teddy Frank's disappearance.
They want to know if this photo that was sent to them could be the key to cracking the case, not knowing what happened to their brother Teddy Frank.
Never had a drug relationship. I see a person who is tied up for life to the information.
Why is the volume so I can't hear a word of it?
I see a person who is tied up for life in I don't think he's alive, but I don't think that's
I still think that this
Yeah, I don't know why he muted that. I couldn't hear a word of it.
might be from a movie or a skit. Someone in the comments also pointed out that it could be from a movie called Deliverance from 1972. This seems reasonable. While in the movie itself, there is not a scene similar to the one in the image. It could have been filmed and then cut out in the original, and maybe the skit was kept on an extra DVD as a form of outtake or something. Additionally, while the family sees a slight resemblance with their son, they aren't fully convinced either. What do you think? Is this image real, or is it staged? Let me know down below. It's a very interesting mystery, and it would be incredibly interesting learning more about the background and context of this image. Felina was a person that was openly fighting against the cartels in the region Tamaulipas. They forced news agencies and media outlets, as well as police, to not investigate, report, or mention crimes that happened in this region. I think you can probably guess where this will be going. Felina was encouraging people to speak up about these issues and ran a fairly successful
Yeah, no, Felina, listen, there's some things you do that is not one of them you want to be doing on your own. Cause you won't get got. My woman, you gonna get got. They don't got time, cartel don't got time for that. That's not how that works. You won't get got if you don't do that.
Twitter account, which obviously attracted a lot of attention. As her true identity wasn't known yet, she merely received threats over DMs, but was able to continue. Eventually, she made one tweet, basically just completely revealing who she is. She says her real name is Rosario Fuentes Rubio, and that she's a doctor. One of the last few tweets.
Why on earth would you reveal who you are? You are going somewhere with this. And they can't figure out who you are. Why would you give the cartel your name and what you do? They are gonna get your ass and you're gonna get got.
The first saying, quote, "Close your account. Don't risk your families as I have. I ask for forgiveness." The last tweet on her account consists of two images. First one is an image of her standing and looking into the camera. Second one of her not being alive anymore. From the looks of it, the tweets right before the last tweet were made by her, most certainly under duress, but the final post with the images were obviously made by the perpetrators, and then posted on the account. The account was swiftly terminated after this. We know that on the 15th of October, she was abducted by a group of men from her house. They obviously did all of this with the intention of scaring people and following her footsteps.
I mean it, you don't do it. You just don't do it. You leave the cartels and them to do their own thing. They are very smart people, very intelligent people, very fucking dangerous people, and they will get your ass if you mess with them. You don't do it. You just don't do it. You leave them be.
Samantha Walford was a small YouTuber, and she was obsessed with becoming internet famous. In the end though, she didn't become YouTube famous, but infamous for a very cruel act. Samantha met her husband in high school at the age of 19. They had 5 children, including 2 twins. In 2013, the cracks in their relationship started to show. Her husband Ernie loved to play video games in his free time. In 2014, Ernie would marry a female character in a video game. This made Samantha very upset, and she even threatened to break up with him. To make things right,
Maybe I'm just too stupid. Maybe I'm too stupid. Maybe this is a thing someone else can help me with. Is this sad that the girl got mad about a dude marrying a female character in a video game? Is this a thing where I'm just stupid for this? I need to know, am I stupid for this to find this ridiculously sad? At least to the point you threaten to break up with him over it. I think that's a little sad. You might disagree, and that's okay if you do. It's just my thought. I think that ain't worth ending the relationship over or even threatening to.
Right? He decided to propose to her, which she accepted. Financially, the family wasn't doing well. In order to provide for 7 people, Ernie had to work 2 jobs, which still wasn't enough. Samantha now had to come up with a solution, and she did. She believed that starting a YouTube channel and monetizing it would help take the extra load off Ernie. Her videos discussed her passions, personal life, and the struggles of being a young mother of 5. Abigail, Ernie's sister, stated that, quote, she kind of started paying less attention to her kids, and she acted like her so-called job was more important than that, and she wanted to be internet famous. The dislike in their personal hobbies was mutual. Ernie didn't like her YouTube account, Samantha disliked him gaming. This was the first nail in the coffin. On the 20th of February 2015, Samantha's mom received a phone call from her daughter, claiming that intruders apparently kidnapped Ernie and she herself was tied up. When police questioned whether she knew the men that abducted Ernie, she revealed she had a fair idea. Samantha told a friend that Ernie had been abusive at home, which another guy overheard and promised her that he would take care of it. Well, the police wasn't convinced. They managed to find out that Samantha was the mastermind behind the abduction of her husband.
Of course she was. Of course she was. You could tell that easily. That's some ridiculous, stupid bullshit right there.
The man carrying out the plan also claimed that Samantha had been trying to get rid of Ernie numerous times before this incident, but was ultimately unsuccessful. Samantha really wanted Ernie to be gone for good, so the man had to take his life. She was sentenced to 99 years in prison.
Worth it to be famous? Was it worth it? Did you become famous like you wanted, huh? Is it worth it just to take the life of someone? Stupid and dumbass bitch.
And so before diving into this topic, I cannot show most of this footage uncensored, since the source footage is already censored for good reason. You'll soon understand why. I've made a thorough video as to why TikTok and some of its users are problematic and truly disgusting, but there are loopholes in the system which appear to be a newer phenomenon. The first example got a lot of attention through a video that Upper Echelon made. In his video, he details that he found a TikTok loophole where minors would create explicit content and said content would be algorithmically driven, meaning depending on the content you watched, you'd be served very similar content. The TikTok algorithm is similar to the one on YouTube, though it's way less strict, which enables disgusting content to get pushed, which wouldn't work on other social media sites as easily, since they have the necessary filters and moderation tools to block such content.
Yeah, that's the reason why I don't go on TikTok. Never will. Never will go on TikTok till I'm dying fucking breath. Pardon me, I almost wanted to make one recently, like last few days, thinking about it, doing my thing, but fucking hell, there's too much weirdness and too much people, and people go on TikTok end up stupid. It's just the way it is. Just, I don't know why, but this app has a big ability to make everyone become an idiot.
The Wall Street Journal and other mainstream news outlets already confirm that videos of substance abuse and sex are directly served to minors. But in the investigation that Upper Echelon conducted, it was way more disturbing. Upper Echelon tested the algorithm. Within minutes of browsing the live feed tab of TikTok, numerous girls, presumably underage, would perform in explicit acts in very revealing clothing. Lifting shirts, bending over, and more were a common occurrence in these streams, after they would receive donations from the viewers. The longer Upper Echelon watched or interacted with these streams, the more he would get recommended of the same content. And obviously, these older men watching these girls and donating to them had no shortage of these streams whatsoever. Interestingly, after he confronted these streamers and asked them if they are aware that older men are watching, some of them acknowledged it and said that they are, to which they were immediately suspended in real time. Other streamers blocked or ignored him when they were confronted, and none of them were suspended. Why are only streamers terminated that acknowledge that older men could be watching? I want to make it clear that we only have his personal investigation as a source, so I'm not claiming that this is 100% true, but if we were to believe him, this seems very suspicious. He mentions that
I'll also say, if they were aware, if there are minors who are aware that older men are watching, and they're using that to their own gain, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that. That's some weird shit right there. I don't even know how I'm supposed to feel about that. That just feels wrong.
the possible explanation could be that TikTok suspended these streamers since people under 16 aren't allowed on the platform, but this guideline is certainly not being applied accordingly if you literally spend 5 minutes on the platform. There are also code words that these adult men use in order to request the streamer to do something. Fit check means let us see your stomach, or pull your shirt up, you forgot something, or get something from the back translates into show us your behind. Outfit check means show us your entire body. Others were more obvious, like feet check or socks off. These men would also say that they are willing to pay hundreds of dollars if the streamer would fulfill the request. These code words aren't uncommon in these circles. There were also YouTube videos back then that had people comment in encrypted messages or code words, which were meant only to be understood by like-minded individuals, to undermine the research and give upper echelon even more credit.
How TikTok Live became a strip club filled with 15-year-olds. Oh, that's not a good title to have.
There was a thorough research done by Forbes on the exact same matter, and this phenomenon seems to be recreatable. Meaning, if you would make a brand new account, it would take you only a few minutes to stumble upon this rabbit hole yourself. But I obviously strongly discourage you from doing it. In addition to this loophole, OnlyFans creators abuse a very similar loophole in TikTok's algorithm to put their explicit content on the platform, as stated by NBC News. Overall, certain underage girls perform in live feeds and accept requests by seemingly older men, which creates a feedback loop to continue this type of behavior. The children understand that as long as they keep accepting these requests, they will get paid. This was episode 13.
God damn, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all for the next one.